Have you ever added something to your cart and you've had it in your checkout basket and you just left it there? You knew that you wanted to order it. It's not that you didn't like it. This is what happens when you as a brand entrepreneur do not design your products for urgency. Creating urgency in your product design is not about creating a false sense of urgency. It's actually about developing a narrative that sets each chapter of your story as one that can never be brought back. So in this episode, I'm going to show you how to create your products with a sense of urgency and how to design them to create that urgency so that customers buy the second they see it because they know that they might not get another chance. The first way is to drop collections and not evergreen inventory. So if your collection or your products are available all year round, there's going to be no reason for customers to pull the trigger on a product today versus tomorrow. So when you create collections that are limited and are seasonal and are specifically focused on an idea or a capsule, customers are going to be much more likely to pull the trigger when that collection comes out. It creates a natural sense of FOMO or fear of missing out. It also makes every single purchase that they make feel part of a larger story. This helps you build your culture. This gets them invested in where the brand is headed and they want to continue to invest in you. So the easiest way to do this is, as a startup brand, build a drop calendar. Maybe they're part of the narrative, the aesthetic. Maybe they're seasonal in nature, but at the end of the day, they're still core pieces, but they have a story to them that feels like you're building, not just recreating from scratch every single time. The second thing that you can use product numbering to create a psychological scarcity. The easiest way to do it is, instead of calling a product just your black oversized hoodie, you can call it black hoodie or the archive hoodie 001. At the same time, on the inside, you might have a neck tag or a printed tag on the inside that registers this as like 173 out of 250, for example. And making it feel like one out of a limited run, it feels collectible. Customers really want the idea of it before it's gone. At the same time, they feel like they are joining in a club of 100 or 200 other people that are also getting exclusive access to a product like this. Next up, you can actually design the visuals around the product to signify this limited quantity. The urgency of the product starts before you actually launch the product. It starts in the product design. How you brand the product, how you tag the product, how you actually create and put the graphics on the product. Letting people know that this is a one of one or a limited drop, especially on your graphics, could make sense. Like we mentioned before, numbering the tags, whether it's the hang tag or whether it's a printed neck tag or a care label on the inside of the garment, signifying this is a spring or a summer collection with the date specifically. This gives each piece a time in history that you almost feel like if you don't purchase today, you won't get that time back. Next up, you create urgency by designing the product to a time-stamped narrative. It means that you design the product with a specific time in mind. You might design the product for the fall-winter collection, or maybe something is happening around that time of year. It could be something as simple as a limited edition New York drop that you call the Concrete Jungle and the 5 a.m. runs that you might be on. Take the colors, the textures, the fonts, and put them into the garment to give it a moment in history that feels like when January passes, you're not going to get that back again. This creates an emotional connection between your product and a moment in time. At the same time, it turns your buyers into collectors. They essentially want to buy more and more of your product and to piece together the story that they're telling themselves about your brand. Next up, consider playing around with micro drops and sort of a one-off specialty experiments. They'll launch this very weird capsule and they immediately sell out. For them, it's not a money maker, a way to build hype and to draw people towards their core collections. Why these micro drops work is it creates a sense of surprise. At the same time, low quantity means that you're going to have commitment. It makes your core products feel fresh again. So how do you do this? This is a great way to use leftover stock and leftover inventory. Sometimes you can even upcycle existing stock, cut it up, and then recreate something different with it that's unique and part of the narrative of the moment. At the same time, announce the drops only 24 hours in advance. Keep it something limited, simple, and lastly, you can even use on-demand printing, screen printing, embroidery locally to take staple pieces that you're cutting up and changing into new pieces into something more special and more unique. Next up, you can actually create a limited run, not in the product quantity, but in the specific sizing themselves. So you can do this on your website, whether it's showing that we only have 20 left of a size medium, or we have limited sizes of the extreme sizes, the XS and the triple XL. This creates, again, an urgency for people to get in and to secure the size of their choice before it runs out. You can have an inventory counter or a timer on the website to let people know which products are left and which sizes are running out. Next up is to make the packaging and the tags part of the drop story. You're launching these collections and it's important that your packaging follows suit. If you have evergreen collections and evergreen packaging, you may want to modify the packaging to include stickers that tells people about what this collection is about, what the theme is, what makes it special and unique. So all of this is to say you don't need to redesign the entire packaging experience, but make the packaging experience relevant to the collection through simple things that you can use to retrofit existing packaging. Last but not least is never re-release a product without reinventing it. If you have best sellers of your products, never just keep bringing it back in the same color, in the same fabric, in the same design. Always switch it up, whether it's adding new seasonal colors that are unique and limited, or whether it's adding new graphics and new prints to the garment, or whether it's shaping and creating a version 2 of that product. This creates a push forward, and then they develop the Amplify into the Amplify Pump Short. You can't just rely on your best sellers to keep performing year in, year out without refreshing them. And when you do refresh them, don't just try to bring back these same old tricks, repackage it, and recreate it. So what we need to understand is that urgency is not fake scarcity. You don't need fake countdown timers. You don't need fake discounts when designing products with intent, purpose, and scarcity. You need a story, you need a narrative, you need a momentum that is going to keep moving forward, whether your customers are keeping up or not. It makes customers feel like they're part of something bigger, and it rewards those who invest into you, who keep up with the narrative, and who keep building and collecting with you. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please consider smashing a massive thumbs up. It really helps us out. It keeps us motivated to keep pumping out this content. Every year and every month and every week, I'm trying to find a new angle. So hopefully you've been enjoying this new type of content so that you can really succeed in this business, because I believe that with the right mindset and the right focus, that anything is achievable. Guys, you can check out the link in the description. If you want to work with me and my team one-on-one, you can book me for a consultation call and I'd be more than happy to hop on you. So I say this from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Fit Design TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.